Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Tennessee just had their first player enter the transfer portal after the spring cycle has opened up. Redshirt sophomore defensive lineman Amari McNeil is into the portal now. Austin Price of VolQuest.com cites NIL and depth chart as part of the reason there. But now this opens up the question, does Tennessee have a need on the defensive line? Amari McNeil was out there during the orange and white game, running with the twos on defense. You know, Rodney Garner likes to rotate 8 to 10 guys, and then there is another player that could possibly be on the way out. This is rumor and speculation. We're going to get into it and talk about it, but as always, you guys know what to do. Smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We are building a community right here on the Talkin Vols Network. We are for the fans, by the fans. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. Not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live every single Monday night. We are moving the NCAA streams to Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Come hang out, talk some Tennessee football. Always a good time. Also, next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be watching the NFL draft live on air. It's going to be the watch party for April. So it should be a good time. Come hang out, but let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Tennessee defensive lineman Amari McNeil enters NCAA transfer portal. This is from Patrick Brown at 247 Sports. Says Tennessee has had its first entry into the portal during the spring window for players to enter the database and explore options. Redshirt sophomore defensive lineman Amari McNeil entered the portal on Friday morning, a source told VAWLS 247. The third-year player appeared in just one game during a redshirt season in 2021 and totaled 3 tackles and 6 games as a reserve in the 2022 season, but was competing for a bigger role for the Vols and on their crowded defensive line during spring practice, which ended with the orange and white game on Saturday. I mean, that's the thing is the reports, the news coming out of spring camp were that Amari McNeil was earning his spot. Again, first team, second team, doesn't really matter on Rodney Garner's defensive line. He's going to play those 8 to 10 guys. So how does this factor in to depth? You can go to ourlads.com and look at the projected depth chart that came out. And again, this is just speculation. It's our lads. It's just a random website, but it's the only place you can really find a depth chart. And they didn't even have Amari McNeil in the 3 deep. Now, something else that we're talking about, Omar Norman Lott, the transfer that just transferred into Tennessee during the offseason. He's had a really good spring and could possibly push himself all the way in to the top 2, into the 2 deep. So we'll see how that plays out. Goes on to say here, this is the first cycle with a transfer portal window after the NCAA introduced a 45-day span in December and January and a 15-day stretch this month for players to enter the transfer database. You know, as a content creator, I don't like that because guys in and out of the portal is content. It's something to talk about. But for the head football coaches of these programs, you had to do something because you had players popping in, popping out, and it makes sense to do it after spring camp, right? After guys kind of have a grasp. And again, Amari McNeil sounds like NIL and depth chart. And if he doesn't think he can crack the 2 deep and he wants to go somewhere where he can contribute and play, I don't have a problem with that. I got no problem with that at all. It goes on to say graduate transfers can enter at any time. The portal opened for undergraduate players on Saturday and remains open through the rest of the month. The window was moved up from the initial May 1st through the 15th date. It goes on to talk a little bit about Amari McNeil. Again, 6'4", 285, part of the 2021 recruiting class. Coming out of high school, he was a 3-star prospect, but there's really no need to dive any more into it. I mean, that's the bottom line. Amari McNeil is into the transfer portal. So what does that mean for Tennessee moving forward? Well, first and foremost for me is who's next? Because every time we see Tennessee start to these names enter the portal, and not like a Harrison Bailey that's going to jump in the middle of the season, not that type of guy, the type of guy that's going to do it after the bowl game or after spring practice. With Tennessee, we have seen a wave of guys because these players, they sit down, they meet with Heupel, they see where they're at, and then they make that decision. I think that is something that Josh Heupel does. Told you guys earlier in the week that was expected to happen. So who's next? Are we going to see somebody else pop into the portal? We'll continue to watch. We'll continue to monitor and look at it. Now, a name that I want to bring up, and it's not necessarily the transfer portal, it's a guy that I liked a lot. That's DeJoun Terry. He's a guy that transferred to Tennessee from Kansas. I think he has a bright future. I think he has a lot of potential. But he did not partake or not participate in spring camp. He has some family issues going on in Mississippi. He's been spending time with his family there and missed the entire spring camp. So the question is, does DeJoun Terry make it back to campus? I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what the family issues are. I don't know what the personal issues are. But you have to speculate, if a kid missed the entire spring camp, it must be something pretty serious that he feels the need to be with his family over being here in Knoxville taking care of business. So what happens with DeJoun Terry? Does he make it back for summer workouts? Does he make it back for fall camp? Or does he just done with football? I have no idea. Again, for the fans, by the fans, we're speculating. We're speculating. But it's interesting that DeJoun Terry did not take in any spring camp. So where does that leave this defensive line? And I still feel pretty confident about what we've got on the defensive line. Bryson Eason is a guy that made some plays during the spring. Omari Thomas should be the anchor, should be the leader of this defensive line. But then who falls in behind them? Garland, Omar Norman-Lott, I think, is going to be in there. Elijah Simmons. Some of the young guys step up and make plays. Is Tennessee going to have to look to the transfer portal and replace a guy like Amari McNeil for the sake of depth alone? And again, we'll continue to keep an eye on it. It was interesting that Tennessee offered the offensive lineman via the portal. If you missed that video, go back and check it out. Posted it last week. So who's next? Does Tennessee need a wide receiver? Because a lot of people would say you're crazy. I would have said you're crazy. But the fact that you had 4 guys out, you had your top 4 wide receivers out for the spring game, and you only had 3 scholarship wide receivers out there. Saw a lot of drop passes, had a lost fumble. Those wide receivers were struggling. Does Tennessee look to add a wide receiver? They're currently looking to add somebody on the offensive line. Now do we flip over and look to add somebody on the defensive line to replace Amari McNeil? But I wanted to get a quick video out, let you guys know Tennessee's first player is in the portal. You guys hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Concerned, worried, depth? Do we need another body? Do you go to the portal? And what also happens is when these guys enter, that's opening up a spot. So if Josh Heupel can go find the right fit and improve this roster, that's something worth looking at as well. But as always, make sure you smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin Vols Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. We appreciate the support. As always, thank you to the members of the channel. I had somebody join the channel just this month or just this morning, said, I don't know what I've been waiting on. Finally, a member of this channel. Thanks for all the content. If you enjoy the content, you want to support what we're doing around here, hit that join button down below. It's only $1 a month. You get access to fan call-in shows, custom Talkin Vols emojis. You get a power T beside your name in the live chat and in the comment section. Plus, you're just supporting what we are trying to build around here, and I would greatly appreciate it. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.